Right here, right now. Put your hands together for Devin Glass.
What an intro, huh?
Sorry.
It's not often that people get it right, and I don't tell them exactly what to say, but essentially just tell the crowd that you'll be out of here in no time. Don't worry, this will be over with shortly. She didn't get the name of my show right, and then she goes, don't worry, I remember the rest of it, and then got every detail wrong. I know none of you know because my show isn't successful, but that's okay. That was just hilarious for me, and I could go home happy. I don't even need to do stand-up. That was good for me, ironically. Sold out the Lincoln Lodge. How about that? They sold the main room of the Lincoln Lodge. I love that the only 4 seats empty are right in the front. That's very disrespectful, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'll spill the beans. It's for my parents. 2 of them are for my parents. The other 2 are because my parents are swingers. It's a new thing. It's a new thing. You could have gotten lucky tonight. You really fucked up. I'm not gonna been anywhere else in the world. All right, I'm kidding. Give it up for Laura. Get as loud as we can for Laura, everybody. Thank you. Very happy, very grateful to be here. This is a very cool show, very way to celebrate sobriety. I've been sober for probably 16 months or so. Thank you. What are the odds that I found the one blind person? That's fucking... Okay, I'll spill the beans. That used to be my dealer. I used to buy massive amounts of drugs off of this person, and oh wow, they just flashed a gun. Okay. I'm very grateful for this space. Sober 16 months or so. The first year of sobriety was pretty tough for me. A lot of my friends, they told me that I was white-knuckling my sobriety. Yeah, I don't really know what that phrase means. I do love to go to bars, though, and order a non-alcoholic beer, and then I just pray to God they fuck up. That's the only drinking game I can play anymore. This time, come on, any luck? Fuck me. I'll trash the stage like the Doors. Half of you do not know who the Doors are demographically, but that's fine. That's tough year. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers passed away in the first year that I quit drinking. Murder-suicide. Oh, I'm very upset. I had to go over to my grandmother's house after she killed herself and blew my other grandma's head off. This is my fan base. I had to help clean out my grandmother's fridge after she passed away. We knew that her butter was expired just because it still had a Native American on the container. Shout out a reference from 2017, that's fun. That's fun. I think the thing that made me want to get sober the most is I actually spent a night in jail one time. I got arrested one time. This guy just awed. That's hurtful. I think he knows because I wouldn't last long. I'm not gonna lie, I made eye contact with him and he sized me up. I spent a night in jail in a small town in Indiana, which was great. They let me bond myself out of the jail. I was $10 short on my bill. I've never regretted a Wendy's order more in my life. I was so sad. The cop was like, all right, man, look. I'm going to leave you alone with the phone. I don't care who you have to call. I don't care who you have to ask. Get the $10. He goes, before I leave the room, do you have any questions? I was like, yeah, dumbass, can I borrow $10? He beat my ass. Fucked me up severely. I moved to Chicago for comedy. I did. When I got here, I just took whatever job I could get. So for a while, I was a door guy at a place that did comedy shows, which was fun because they would let me go up and do sets. But then I had to listen to everybody's opinions on my set while they left the building. One time this guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey man, you got pretty solid jokes, but you have bad style." I was like, "This is gonna sound weird, but you're my biggest fan." "What are you doing after this?" "You wanna hang out?" He declined. One time I was standing outside, I was working the door at that job, and this mom and her little boy walked by me. This kid was probably 5 years old. And this little kid, he points at me, and then he looks at his mom, and he says, "What's wrong with that man?" Mom looks at me and she goes, "I'm so sorry, he shouldn't have said that." And then she looks back at her kid and goes, "I'll explain later." They won't fist bump me, but they laughed. Give it up for this person. I moved to Chicago the first time that NASCAR ever came to the city. Yeah, I didn't know that that was happening. And like I said, I'm from Indiana. I was standing underneath a billboard that was advertising the race that apparently I didn't see either. And this girl pointed in my direction. And she goes, "Oh my God, it looks like NASCAR's in town." I just thought she was talking shit about me. I was like, how's she know where I'm from? Listen, Indiana is what it is. It's fine. I got a lot of dumb relatives. Last time I was home, I was talking to one of my uncles. My uncle referred to the peso as the Mexican euro. My aunt said, "You're thinking of a taco." We can all relapse. Doesn't mean that much to me. Last time I was home, I was hanging out with one of my uncles. We were talking about basketball, my uncle and I. My uncle got the words diversity and adversity confused. He said Larry Bird was a good player despite all the diversity he faced. I was like, "You're wrong, but not incorrect, you know?" I don't think you meant to nail that one. I get stuff wrong sometimes, though. I'm an idiot. The other day, my roommate came home and he goes, "Hey, be careful, there's black ice outside." I said, "I thought they were looking for Mexicans." He said, "There's black ice outside." I said, "I assumed they hired everybody." You think ICE does DEI hires? I don't know. Okay, that's more of a fun talking point. I'll save it for Bill Maher. We have a meeting next week. I like having roommates, some good, some bad. One of my roommates, he was decorating the apartment one time, and he hung up a sign that says, "No homophobia, no sexism, no racism." I was like, "I just told you my dad's coming over." Take that down. I had a roommate one time. I did not like this guy. He got dumped by his girlfriend. She had broken up with him. And I came home to him playing sad acoustic guitar in the living room.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to find this woman and let her know that she made the right decision. I would have rather come home to him hanging from the ceiling fan. Having less of a buzzkill. I mean, I just gotta, that's the hardest I've ever heard Laura laugh, and I'm pretty sure this person's asleep. I claim sober, but I'm pretty sure the mushrooms I took in 8th grade are giving me a flashback. I'm on the fucking moon. I made my first ever trans friend when I moved to Chicago. Very grateful for that experience.
All right.
Everyone who clapped is homophobic, I promise. I promise. I am, that's why I brought it up. Okay, that person for sure is. I think it was Erickson. You guys are awesome. And kind of homophobic. I made my first ever trans friend this last year. And this person was someone who was born a female, they were assigned female at birth, and then later transitioned to becoming a man. And I didn't know that this guy was trans for probably the first 6 months that I knew him. I just thought he was my most thoughtful guy friend. I was a little suspicious when he remembered my birthday. I think this guy's fucking gay. For real, can we get a pulse on this? I'm kidding. That's my sponsor. Oh, fuck, I don't even do stand-up. There was a homeless guy that asked if I could come inside for a little bit. They're like, believe it or not, you're gonna fit in more than you know. For my closing bit, I'm gonna bash in my own skull with the microphone. Taking my own life. Fuck you guys rock. I was happy to make my first trans friend. I don't know, Indiana, there's not a lot of diversity. Everybody looks like me, which is easy to get away with crime. It's pretty nice. Indiana's the land of people who will put a dirt bike engine on their lawnmower, but they won't talk to your gay friend because that's unnatural. It's home base for me. I lose you at the weirdest points. Yeah. I got to Chicago, I set up my Wi-Fi in my first apartment in Chicago. I realized that my neighbor's internet router is called Hey Mom, This Is the Wi-Fi. Mine's called, what? Did you say that's stupid as shit?
No, it's stealing your shit.
Sir, this is a sober show. You're clearly the most intoxicated. I can't see you, but I guarantee you've sold alcohol on the street before. For a fact. And I've bought it. Don't get me wrong. I've purchased those bottles. I'm telling you, I'll kill myself. My neighbor's internet router is called Hey Mom, This Is the Wi-Fi. Mine's called No Mom, This Is the Wi-Fi. See how funny that was, prick? Everybody here can fuck me up. Especially you. I feel like that's what you're training for. You're meditating. You're just like, I'm gonna as soon as the show ends, it's gonna be like fucking, I hope there's something behind these curtains, because I'm fucking running. I saw Apple banned the gun emoji from the keyboard, which is crazy because now only criminals have access to it. What am I supposed to do when a bad guy texts me?
Don't text back.
Don't answer the question. I like you. You guys are cool, so I'm going to try a really dumb joke, okay? But I like it. I wrote this joke yesterday. We're going to all do this together, okay? You hear me, guy that I just noticed for the first time and I'm kind of scared of? We're going to try this together. This is my impression of a terrorist catcalling a woman. This is my impression of a terrorist catcalling a woman. Nice tits, slut. I get paid to do this. Would you believe me if I told you I was so confident that I was going to be able to close on that? I'll do 45 more, I don't care. I'm just waiting for this person to leave. However long Aaron's willing to leave the mic on. I used to drive Uber before I moved to Chicago. I did that for a long time. One time I went to go pick up this group of frat kids. Before these kids got in my car, they're like, dude, you're young. It's Saturday. Why don't you come hit the bars with us right now? I was like, oh, I'll be honest with you boys. I don't really see the point in going out to drink anymore. I'm already drunk. You boys like M&M? I would never drink and drive Uber. I would get way too stoned before I would drive Uber, though. That was a bad habit. And I know that that's a mistake because one time I got halfway through a trip and just forgot there was somebody in my car. I looked in the mirror and flinched. I spent way too long trying to tell this guy the GPS took us through a Wendy's drive-thru. Okay, folks, give it up for yourselves for coming out. My name's Devin. And with that, please, let's bring the lovely host back up. Somebody walk me to my car. Thanks.